What is up, everybody? I'm back with my DanDaDan review. Got a little bit behind, so we're gonna do episode 4 and episode 5. Episode 4 and 5. Episode 4. If you haven't seen episode 4 and 5 of DanDaDan, spoiler alert, click away now. But episode 4 starts off with them heading to the tunnel to fight Turbo Granny. They get the rundown on like how they should stop Turbo Granny and everything like that. They get there. One thing that makes this show so great is that they don't waste no time getting to the point of the episode. Immediately as they head into this tunnel, Turbo Granny was like, "All right, y'all came to fight. Let's do this." And then, of course, Grandma Ayase, Grandma Momo, she told them a way to like stop them is challenge the granny. So Ms. Ayase immediately challenged the grandma and was like, "All right, let's challenge you to a race." Challenge her to the race. Grandma was like, "Okay." The bound spirit shows up. They start running. This big fight. Okarun. I love when he transforms. And then apparently right now he has all out. He can go all out twice. And I can't wait to see how that develops. But anyway, so they're fighting this bound spirit in the Turbo Granny. And the Turbo Granny and the bound spirit combines at one point, and they're dashing through the city. It was very good animation. Very good fight scenes for those of you shonen warriors. It was because they're dashing through the streets. People are like seeing them, but then we find out like normal people can't see ghosts and curses and stuff like that. So, long story short, they jump on this train, and Okarun has used his all out twice by this point, and he can no longer go all out. Turbo Granny's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna kill y'all now," and what was real cool is Ms. Ayase jumps on this train, and she was like, the train goes at 120 kilometers an hour or something, and Turbo Granny only runs at like 100 kilometers an hour. And then Turbo Granny catches up to the train, and she's like, trains don't always go at their fastest speed. They have to go around turns. Which was one thing that Okarun kept saying, because he couldn't turn because he was carrying Miss Ayase, and he was like, "You're too heavy. I can't turn." Which makes sense. But anyway, all this was part of a trap. Grandma was waiting at the end of the train line with a barrier. Turbo Granny goes through the barrier, and boom, into flames. They beat Turbo Granny. Very good episode. I dig this episode all the way. It was this is what this episode's about. This is what's going to happen on this episode. Let's get it. Very good. Episode, and then I love the shows that like you're like only on episode 4. The episode's over and they're like, what are they going to do now for the show? Because Okarun has lost his powers. This Ayase has powers. It just seems like, oh, this is the season finale. Episode 5 kicks off. They're back at school. And by the way, does our Okarun just never have to go home? This man has been with Miss Ayase for like 3 days. And nobody's said anything. Nobody's come look for this kid. I need to see what his home situation looks like. Anyway, he goes back to school. Ms. Ayase wants to talk to him. He wants to talk to Ms. Ayase. They go back and forth. They finally bump into each other, and it's just awkward. This man is in a whole relationship without knowing he's in a whole relationship. And it was just kind of like a little sweet episode that he wants to talk to her, she wants to talk to him, and then they couldn't find each other. Then eventually he goes to the bathroom and then finds out that he's missing his package. Not his top package, his bottom package. And he runs to go find Ms. Ayase, and at this point they are like, she's upset with him for some reason. I can't really tell you what. But fast forward the story, find out that Turbo Granny has buried herself inside of Okarun, and she was waiting to get her strength back, and then she was going to kill everybody. That was the plan. Grandma figures this out. Grandma knocks Turbo Granny out of Okarun into the cat. Whoever said the cat showed up at episode 5 was dead on. I did not know the cat, the grandma was going to be. I was wondering how Okarun was going to keep his powers, and it seemed like the grandma was going to stay around, but I was wondering how all that was going to work out. So, Grandma knocks Turbo Granny into the cat. The cat's like, okay. Miss Ayase does a thing that I love in anime. It's like, hey, come on now. We know that you're not that bad of a person. You were just upset about all these girls. We'll give you your powers back. I don't know what that was going to solve, though, but we'll give you your powers back. You give him his package back, and we just all be cool. We all be cool. And then Grandma was like, sure. Turbo Granny was like, sure, okay, let's do that. And then they were like, give him his package back. And she was like, I don't have it. I lost it. So now they got to go find his package. So DanDaDan is not even on the mid-season finale, which is episode 6, unless they're going for 24 episodes, which would be episode 12. I wonder how many episodes they're going to do this season. I need to look that up. But not even on the mid-season finale, and this show is a banger. And I will fight tooth and nail that I said it was like Fooly Cooly first. But are you guys liking DanDaDan? Does it remind you of Fooly Cooly? What do you think the show's gonna go for you non-manga readers? What do you think the show's gonna go next? Is it just gonna be ghost detectives fighting ghosts and aliens? Let me know. Let me know what you think of the show. So far, it's still it's right there with Kaiju number 8, because every time I'm like, I don't like this about the show, they change it. And I really hate the guy who's scared to talk to the girl, and the girl who's who's mad at the guy, but I did not mind it this show. And I guess it's because it was showing both their perspective of what they were thinking. It wasn't just like we had to figure out why the redhead was mad. It was like, this is what the redhead was thinking about. This is what the guy was thinking about. And it was just real. It was real sweet. I'm very much liking this show so much. Is it anime of the year? Kaiju number 8 is real good. I think this might have a little bit more depth than Kaiju number 8. Maybe, just like a smidget. But Kaiju number 8 was real good. I don't know. You guys decide. Let me know. What do you think about DanDaDan versus Kaiju number 8 so far? Those by far have my 2 votes for anime of the year. Anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble on. You guys have a good night. Bye.